Amanda, let's expose some.
It's the most toxic substance on Earth. Over the years, we've been conditioned to think it's okay.
I don't think people realize what's happening.
Increased risk of ADHD, learning difficulties. I hope women that are pregnant or trying to get pregnant do take it more serious.
Our bodies are really good at getting used to ignoring signals.
Even something like fragrance that can disrupt your son's hormones, even though he's not even born yet.
Do you think that women are not getting pregnant because of these things?
Absolutely. Infertility has links to all of these things.
Okay, Amanda, let's expose some.
Oh, let's do it.
Yep, this is going to be an episode that's going to...
Is this episode going to just stress me out the whole time?
Probably everyone. Just stop listening now.
I feel like you're one of the only people that will understand this.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to repaint our house. Like what is it? Like we had to get some fix-ups.
Just needed a paint job. It was like just needed
like the inside walls?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I DM'd, I should have DM'd you too. I DM'd Ryan from Test My Home and I was like, send me which paints are acceptable because paint is disgusting. And if you're pregnant and you have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, like I just didn't want to be crazy. Yeah. So he sent me the 4 acceptable brands, which I think would pass the organic bunny test.
Probably.
And I sent it to the person painting my house. And so yesterday I'm like at my house, they're painting, which I don't know why you booked it.
It was a touch-up job, like in one bathroom off to the corner. It was fine.
So then I looked at the paint and it wasn't on the list.
I can't.
What would you do?
Burn the house down.
Burn the house. Yeah. See, my reaction was tame compared to hers.
Please don't burn the house down.
Yeah. I burned. No, I can't say.
You would freak out, right?
Oh yeah, we're in an app. Like if you even heard my life, you would just. Your life would be a breeze.
I am going to hear your life right now. We're going to do it.
The renovation project we're in is like 3 years. We don't have a whole front of the house because of the stuff like that. Every step of the way, you're just like micromanaging adult babies that don't care.
Well, it's not even it's the pushback of people just being like,
they don't care.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, but it is to me.
Yeah. No.
What's the renovation process with you guys like? That is scary to try to build a home for you guys. I would be scared.
Well, we're not building a home. We are from San Diego.
Okay.
We do dog rescue in China, so I knew COVID was going to be bad. We knew how bad it was. It was shutting everything down. So I'm like, they're talking about like vaccinating everyone, locking things down. I'm like, we got to go somewhere where we can just be left alone. So we literally found a house on the internet, bought it, and moved to Washington. We had never been there. I don't like Washington. I really don't want to live in Washington. But it was a huge house. We have 6 dogs.
Wow.
So it was a couple acres. Leave us alone. We just kind of went and just in our own bubble till COVID was over.
And you're still there?
Yes.
But you're renovating a house.
Well, now we're trapped there because the house we bought was from this guy who built it himself. And apparently in Washington, that's legal to do. So if you wanted to just build a house, you can just go build a house, literally, go to Home Depot and buy supplies and build a house. So it's completely different than California. So we've learned painful lessons. So yeah, I have Lyme disease.
Well, California, you can't build anything. By the time you get permitted, it'll be 5 years.
You have Lyme's disease.
Yes. So I have Lyme disease. So everything had to be even more extreme because mold makes me even more sick. So yeah, the whole outside of the house had to be demoed off because the stucco, who builds a house in Washington with stucco, first of all, like that's so dumb. So
why? I don't know about it. I don't know anything about that.
Well, stucco is like porous. It's just thin stucco. So apparently you're not even supposed to use that material. So okay, great. Demo off the whole side of the house. I'm trying to think of a short version, not waste everyone's earballs. Demo the whole house. Contractor's a nightmare. Same thing as you. Just doesn't care. Almost ran our dogs over 3 different times. Driving while they're outside. Wrong materials, put in the wrong windows. I mean, literally anything you could think of that went wrong has. So we're in a complete stop because we're in a dispute with them.
This is what happens. He was saying he wants to build a house. You got to, it's a lot of work.
Oh, you'll be at least 5 years.
Well, we're in Texas.
Yeah. I mean, if you can find a contractor you trust, maybe. But I don't know.
Listen, I came from California. We actually built a medical building one time in Escondido.
How long did it take?
It took 5 years for the fucking permit.
Exactly.
And the tenant was the partner.
Yeah.
I led that project. And I just that was the last, not to shit all over California all the time, but I was like, why, who the hell gets anything done over here?
Yeah, no.
I think in Texas, you can apply for permits in 30 days. And if 30 days they haven't gotten back to you, you can start building.
After everything
awesome.
with your background, Amanda, which we're going to get into, what has been the most shocking thing that you have discovered that blew your mind?
I think how bad Botox really is. So I don't know if most people know it, but it's the most toxic substance on earth. So that's just kind of crazy that over the years we've been conditioned to think it's okay. They actually, I don't know if you know, but when they first discovered, botulinum, the main ingredient of Botox that's so toxic, they actually used it for war. So I don't know if you knew that. So it kills. In
what capacity?
So they just, in aerosol form, they never actually used it, but they were studying to use it. So there is conflicting reports. Some say they did start using it, but
to injure or to kill, like to
kill.
Fight. Okay.
And so you inhale it, and it paralyzes your lungs. You can't breathe, you die. Whoa. So, and women are dying. Women and men are dying from it literally stopping their breathing. So I think I knew Botox was bad. I'm 41. You're starting to age, and you want to get those things. And then. With my Lyme disease, especially when you're immune compromised, it's like kind of hard no. So I had to accept that I wasn't getting it and kind of make peace with it. But then you find out things like that and you're just like, wow, I had no idea it was used for a war. And even if you go to the CDC website right now, it's a category A bioterrorism risk or something insane. So
when you decide to be a bloodhound and investigate something, how does that work? Like, give us something.
It's really just curiosity. It's not that I'm like afraid of the ingredients. I feel like I'm kind of similar to you. Like I just want to know the truth, and then I'm going to decide, is this worth it or not? Because I do plenty of things that aren't good for me, So it's really just a curiosity. I want to know what it is. I want to know the truth. I want to know both sides. This is the bad. This is the good, and I'll make my decision. So it's really just a strong curiosity, and I feel like we never get the truth of anything. So I really just always am like looking for the truth.
When did you realize you could build a brand around looking into these toxins and chemicals and ingredients and products?
When I first started, it was honestly just, again, I wanted to share information. I've been like a true teller since I was a kid. I got kicked out of Girl Scouts for telling some girl that her mom was a smoker.
What?
So I've always just been like, oh, do you know this? Just a big loud mouth, just telling everyone the truth. So it's always just been my personality. So I started the Organic Bunny page because I was learning about organic food and like how organic had a number on a sticker at the grocery store and like the other ones weren't organic. And I was like, what do you mean? So I just like felt like I had to just share the truth. And I went through a period of where I would literally go to everyone's page and be like, do you know what that did? And then I was like, hey, that doesn't work. These people don't care. They don't want to hear from me. So I was like, I'm going to start sharing my tips on my own page, and people that want them can have them. And so, yeah, it really just started as I was working for a footwear company at the time. So I was doing marketing for a footwear company in San Diego, doing that on the side. And it was really just, I had no clue that it was going to become a business at all. So
what are some products that you think our audience would think are healthy that are just not?
God, I was looking at Sephora Clean just to kind of prep for this because I just hired a new photographer and she was telling me her favorite product is the Pharmacy brand. And
that's a convenient name too because it's spelled F-A-R-M. Yeah.
No, like literally go to the Sephora website and it's, first of all, it's under clean. So automatically the consumer thinks this product is good for me. But if you look at the way they advertise, it's so alarming. There's green leaves everywhere, a papaya, the name Pharmacy. The product's name is, what was it? Like Clean Green Balm. Clean Green Cleansing Balm. So there again, they're training your brain that this is a clean, green, natural cleansing balm. Okay, then you go down, and if you literally go to the Sephora website right now, you'll see it. And it goes 100%. And it was like the dumbest fact ever. It was like 100% no pore clogged or like something. But that's to trick your brain to thinking it's 100% natural when they flash the 100%. So yeah, I looked at the ingredients. It was like plastic, all this petroleum. So it's, I mean, I hate to see everything, but it's literally really bad. That's why I created my business, just to, people can come and they know that I'm not letting it through the doors. And if I do, I will tell them, like, the nail polish I carry, it's not clean, it's cleaner. And I'm very transparent about that. And I think people appreciate that because then you can decide.
So you just want to be able to give people the information so they can make the decision in an informed way.
Yes.
I think that's like the biggest thing. I've been outspoken about being excited about Bobby Kennedy coming in because I think it's one of the first times people are in this country for a long time are starting to really like pay attention to health and ingredients and what we ingest and what's in our food and all sorts of. We're not going to go down a rabbit hole, but I think like the frustration and even doing this show and talking to people like yourself, when we get a ton of information and even we're still confused all the time. So I imagine if somebody's not informed and they're just walking up and down the stores or they're going on a website, like how are you supposed to know?
There is no way. And I feel like I've always thought like, do I make like a little course for how to learn ingredients? But like, no one has time for that. No one wants to do that. No one wants to look up what's dimethicone? What is the risk? It's so exhausting. And then you have sites that are trying to do better for you and you still can't trust those either. So like,
what about the EWG?
I was just going to say the EWG scores, last time I checked, polyethylene, which is plastic, they scored a 1. I don't want plastic in anything. So I don't agree with that score. So
you think that score should be a 0?
No, it should be higher.
Or 10, sorry. They score.
I mean, not a 10. I'd have to like really,
But you think it should be, so you feel like the score is not as severe as it should be in that case?
No. And the problem with those sites is it is a business, and I don't want to like trash the EWG because they're still doing good work, but it is a business. So if you have a brand, you can pay for your brand to be assessed by them. And if say you contain titanium dioxide, but another brand hasn't been reviewed, they get a worse score. So you can kind of pay to provide your source. And so now the customer sees, it's just very confusing. And like, I don't know how anyone has time for that. So I do it for you.
What's the truth about perfume and cologne?
Oh.
Let it rip.
Well, I mean, I feel like you guys have talked about it a little bit on the show, but it's a hormone disruptor. So it's also, if you want to know the number one most toxic ingredient in your home for your pets, it's fragrance. And what's bad is our dogs' noses are 10,000 to up to 100,000 times more sensitive. So and you have little tiny dogs and, they're sniffing these, even if you have like a hair gel or something with fragrance, or maybe you just took a shower with a body wash that has fragrance. Well, now the room is full of fragrance. So fragrance is probably the worst ingredient, I think, because it's everywhere. We're just living in a cloud of fragrance. So if people can do one thing, it's just, it's hard because it's like every product.
I find it insulting when you can smell someone from across the room. It's almost like you're in my space. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels invasive. It's I don't need to smell you from across the room. It's too much.
I just got a new shirt the other day and they spray the clothing with perfume too, right? Do you ever buy something and you smell it and it's just like, it was just from Revolve. It was like a little lacy top and it just reeked like perfume. And I used to think someone tried it on and returned it. But no, what they do is they have to spray the clothing with all these insecticides and herbicides or whatever, all this material to like cover the formaldehyde type of stuff to preserve them when they ship it. So those stink. So to cover the stink, they cover it in perfumes and fragrances.
So what do you do when that happens? You send it back?
I went on the chat and I was like, if I wash this and it doesn't come out, like, can I just return it? And they were like, sure, it didn't come out, but I'm probably too lazy to return it.
You know what's interesting?
I just have to ask really quick before you move on. Is there a perfume or a fragrance that you like that is approved by Organic Bunny?
Yeah, I brought you some samples today.
Which is what?
There's a couple brands. So in my store, I only allow 100% natural. Even when they say it's a clean synthetic, that's not always the case. So I only allow 100% natural. So then it's the entire formula is natural. So Heretic is a brand, but their whole line's not natural. So I go through and I pick.
Yeah, this is why I like her. This is why I like her page. It's like she's not going to be like, your brand is great if there's not specific things. Yeah. So it's called, the perfume you like is called Heretic.
The brand is called Heretic, yes, but only their natural ones.
And what does it smell like?
I brought you guys some.
Okay. And he can wear it too?
Yep.
Okay. Because it's funny when you cut it out, you're really sensitive.
Oh, yeah.
And why does that happen?
I don't know. I mean, just like you said, you don't have it in your system and then you have it. It's even the shirt. I like went to him and I was like, he was like, oh.
You're like a bloodhound. Yeah. It turns you into like a bloodhound. You're like, what's that?
What it is I think like, so we had our friend Shervine who, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but so he runs Symbiotica with his partners. And he said something on the show years ago that just like opened my eyes. It's like, if your body is giving off a poor scent, it's your body signaling to you that something is going on that shouldn't be going on in your body. And what we do is we mask those scents and ignore those signals. We do the same thing in the house. And our bodies are really good at getting used to ignoring signals like bad scents. Like if you have bad breath, there's a reason. If you have bad BO, there's a reason. Not to put anybody on the spot, but I think like if you're living in a clean way and you're eating the right foods and right ingredients, like a lot of that stuff just goes away. Like I haven't worn deodorant in probably 10 years.
I feel like one of you said you don't wear.
No, I never. Like 10 years.
Maybe both
of us don't wear. I sometimes like I like Agent Notor's deodorant sometimes.
And listen, if I go crazy and I'm like doing something like where I'm sweating a ton or I'm not.
No, I don't mind it. I've never minded.
But the point is like I don't care because I live in a clean way. Like that's not a huge issue for me. And I think like if you're needing a lot of that all the time, it's like likely because your body's trying to signal like, hey, maybe you need to make a change.
But we do need to have an intervention on him.
What is he? I brought him hair paste.
Oh, good.
Fuck. Thank you. Yeah. This guy, the only toxic thing in my house is underneath his cabinet.
Really?
It is 20 bottles of this hair paste. And then he has the worst hairspray ever on the planet, and he sprays
I don't use the hairspray that much.
like a porcupine in my bathroom.
Lauren,
it's going everywhere.
I've literally watched people show up with a paint gun that I would use on an automobile to give you a spray tan. Okay. Oops. I don't want to hear it.
I go outside.
I have an organic formula for you.
What kind of makeup are you wearing?
Yeah, well, the makeup.
Okay, let's not. Listen,
I'm not saying I'm perfect.
Yeah. No.
We're just talking about you right now.
I have to have a couple. Listen, this hair is wild. It's a mane to tame. Okay.
What's the hair paste you brought him?
If you got good hair paste, I'll try it.
Have you heard of Jack Henry?
No.
Okay.
Wait, is it like a clay kind of thing? Is it like on a black top with an orange?
No, that's Volcano.
No.
I use a super clean product for our son's hair.
But not for yours.
Well, mine's a little.
I don't know if you'll like it.
He gets in bed, Amanda.
Oh God.
He doesn't take a shower. The other day I go, are you going to take a shower? Do you know what I started doing? In the morning, I wake up, take the pillowcases off and wash them and put them back on.
Wow.
Yeah. I've literally seen you lay in our sheets with the spray tan, and it looks like somebody sprayed caramel all over the sheets. I will call you out.
We can't all be perfect.
You look like you went through a paint booth in a fucking, in a sedan.
Amanda's gonna give me a new.
There's somebody shows up with a giant tent, and they're like, you know.
Yeah. I know. I used to work for a spray tan company, so I inhaled all that shit.
They go, it's the clean one. I'm like, I don't think that's clean. It smells.
It's probably not. They all lie.
So tell us about the hair paste.
Moving on pretty quick now. Oh.
Well, we can bust it out. I don't know if you're gonna like it.
Let's see it. I will listen. If it
Kyle
works, I will switch.
Hair. He's been bald for about 10 years now.
I was gonna ask your husband, but
he's so jealous of your hair.
Oh my God.
Even he talks about your hair.
Yeah, but listen, man, you've got a good bald head.
Yeah, you do got a good bald head.
You can pull it off. If I did that, I would look like
if he was bald, I'd be like, oof.
I got a small head. I think my mom tried to squeeze me through the birth canal.
He has no choice. That's just his bald head.
No, but you got a good bald head. Some guys can rock it and
worry about paste,
do well.
Though, in your bed.
No.
Okay, this is the paste.
Give it to them.
Okay, let me see.
It's called
hair clay.
Jack Henry.
Somebody mentioned. Maybe Allison mentioned this to me
from Branch Basics?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe yeah.
This is great ingredients.
Yes,
I mean,
very,
amazing.
very, very clean.
See though, like I need I'll try this, but I need like a paste, because this is
it's a paste.
This is like a clay.
Well, they also make a paste. That one was a heavier one, so I picked that one for more
I think you need to say thank you and switch it up.
Thank you very much. I will try this and I'll look into the brand, and if you like it, listen, if it works, I'll make the switch tomorrow. I just haven't found anything that's worked.
Try it. I don't know if it will work because I
also have a paste though too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna buy the paste.
It's a whole men's line. So a man created it. They have it really cool. I think they have like studios in maybe Orange County. It's really cool. It's like a men's hair club. So you can go get all the pampering. So if you're ever in Orange County, check it out. Haircuts.
And it's non-toxic.
Oh yeah. Their fragrances, their new ones, I don't carry them because those do have safe synthetics. So again, pick and choose. But their line for the most part is clean.
When in relation to beauty, hair products, things that we're using every day, what has been the number one or two ingredients that you've found that's common across most of these products that you're like, these are just terrible for you?
It's definitely the fragrance again. I thought about this because I knew you guys would ask me this, and I was like, fragrance is just such a boring answer, but it's really just in everything.
Okay.
Every product in your house. Like I bet I could find, I'd love to go through your bathroom
and see
and just
see what's in there.
Yeah, because people. I mean, the amount of lies. I have people emailing me. Some girl was on a cruise.
A lie.
She was on a cruise and she's like, I'm about to get a facial, and they told me, what is it? Elemis is all organic, natural. I had to ask you if it, like literally she's on her cruise asking me, like we're best friends, which I don't mind. I love that. But it's just funny because people lie. The lady told them it's all organic, literally not one organic ingredient in it. So yeah, I don't know how anyone gets through life knowing what's clean or not because they're trained with lies. Then no one knows what's going on.
Here's a question I've always had. If I have a cabinet, like Michael's hair paste cabinet, and it's sitting there.
Listen, here's the deal we're going to make on the show. You can go through my hair paste, but I'm going to call you out on your cabinets and in your drawers and all your...
That's what I'm going to
go through all the beauty stuff. Is it
off-gassing?
I don't know. I don't think so because it's contained to a bottle.
Okay. I always wondered that. I'm like,
it depends. If it's like an open candle, then yeah. But if it's contained in a jar, I don't think...
It will.
The packaging could off-gas.
If you're sensitive and you open the cabinet, though, you will be able to detect it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the fragrance.
What if you're sensitive and everything is just piled up in your sink like you ladies like to do?
I like to pile things in my sink.
Really?
I'm a sink piler. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like I don't want it on my vanity, and if I don't have time, I throw it in the sink.
Oh, wow.
I'll show everyone a picture.
I would love for you to come over and check out the bathroom.
I like to mess everything up and then clean it up.
Yeah.
I
just am a mess.
She's just a mess. You could have just a mess.
I think you should come over to our bathroom because I feel like I'm getting a lot of shit and I want you to see what's going on over here.
I want to really dive into pet care because I don't think people realize what's happening.
Absolutely.
My first question is, what shampoo and conditioner do you recommend for the pets?
Yes. So I only have one brand that I've ever posted that I like, and it is by Olivia. So I don't know if you know their body wash. It's what's cool about their brand is it's all a prebiotic formula. Okay. So it's really actually good for their skin, unlike every other shampoo on the market. Burt's Bees, all these other ones, Scouts, I think is one. I don't know. They pretend they're clean, but it's just a bunch of synthetic chemicals that they mix with fragrance, and you're really not doing anything for the dog's actual microbiome. So yeah, Olivia makes one. It's called, I think it's like a prebiotic pet wash.
Okay.
It doesn't say by Olivia. It's in my store. I forget is it just like a prebiotic pet wash? I'm like talking to my husband on it.
No, I'm going to go look at that. I'm going to go buy that.
There's lavender and unscented. It's the best. So it's not going to sud. It's not going to lather. So people don't like that, but you don't need it to. And it's so good for their skin and their coat. Just balances out if there's any like rashes or irritations. Really good for their skin, feeds their skin, and it makes their hair so soft because it's got coconut oil. And I think it's like 7 all organic ingredients. So
I'm buying that. Yeah. Our dogs sleep with us.
Yes.
And we take them on walks. And I always think like, okay, we're walking over like petroleum and oil and like you mentioned off air, like the lawn care. Can you really go off on that and explain how it's getting stuck in their paws and their nails?
Yeah. Well, and it's just, imagine everything that's on the ground. There's parasites, there's mold, there's bacteria, there's pollen, viruses, again. And then, I was telling you, there is now a 70% increased risk in lymphoma cancer for dogs because of these lawn chemicals. So what's hard about pretty much everything we're talking about today is you can't see it. So it's just not real to people until like something happens. And so I think it's 1 in 2 or 1 in 3, depends on who you ask, a risk of cancer in our dogs. Dogs are dying of cancer left and right. So we have to start evaluating their environments like we're evaluating our own. And because we know their sense is so much more sensitive than ours, even more so. Like the fragrances, if you love your dog, literally get the Febreze, the plugins out. So anyways, pause. So yeah, you take your dog on a walk. It's walking through your neighbor's lawn. And what if your neighbor is using pesticides and you don't know? But here's a tip on how you can look. Do their lawns have weeds? So that's a really easy way. If their lawn is like meticulous, green and manicured with no weeds, that's a high probability that they are spraying pesticides on there. City parks, golf courses, resorts. If you go to a nice resort, that is covered in pesticides. So you're going to use something like the hypochlorous acid paw cleanser from Organic Bunny for Pets. And what's cool about that is it actually breaks down the pesticides to remove it off.
So when I spray it on my dog's paws, which I'm spraying every night before they get into bed, do I wipe it off or do I just leave it?
Nope.
So I just spray it on their paws?
Yep. It's I think it says like just spray and go.
What about their nose? Can I spray it on their nose?
In what way?
I don't know. Their nose is like in the poo. It's smelling the poo. It's smelling the pee.
I don't know.
It's up each other's asshole. Like, you know what I mean? It's a lot. with the nose?
I'd have to ask since the nose is so like porous and I don't know, but I mean, it's a paw.
Because I spray the hypochlorous acid in my mouth sometimes.
Yeah. I've done that.
I bet you can.
Yeah, you can. There's different parts per million, per billion, and all that stuff. So there are different.
Before we go fully down the rabbit hole, though,
I have 100 rabbit hole questions.
But
Sorry, guys.
For somebody who is finally becoming interested in this topic, like for us, it was like a slow, like we got, first it was the cleaning supplies, and then it was the cooking supply, and that's like the whole house is clean. But it's it's been years of us going down.
No,
this
I
thing.
still have work to do.
And the way I always explain it to people, once you become informed and you realize there's healthier, cleaner alternatives, like why would you, once you have the information, it's actually an easy decision to make. But for somebody who's just starting to explore this and they're starting to be like, I'm going to look at some labels. Like what are the big things that are red flags on labels that they should look for? Outside of, we've talked about fragrance. What else?
Well, everyone knows parabens. So brands know we don't like parabens. So now they're moving to phenoxyethanol. So phenoxyethanol is a big one. It's not as bad as parabens, but similar type of ingredient and preservative with risks. It does have some links to cancer because of an ingredient that it's made with. It leaves behind traces of carcinogens. So definitely parabens, phenoxyethanol. So if I were to go to Sephora and I want to tell you guys, if you want to pick up a product, and you want to just know right away if it's clean or not, makeup, you can look for synthetic dyes. So it's going to say like Red Lake 7 or whatever the number. I only allow mineral pigments in my store and iron oxides. So like actual colors from nature. So you can look for synthetic dyes. So we'll say like red in a color, which is pretty much all of Sephora. I need to go through Sephora's whole website and see if there's any that aren't. But even the brands like Ilia, Tarte, they're all using synthetic dyes. Those have links to heavy metals. They're made from petroleum, black coal tar, just nasty. So I won't use any synthetic dyes. So that's an easy one to look for. The phenoxyethanol fragrance is a big one. And even though I've talked about it so much, if you pick up a product and you see fragrance and there's no star noting natural, like it should say star 100% natural or from natural sources. If it just says fragrance or parfum, no, put it down and just because, what else? So those are the biggest ones. BHT is in Summer Fridays lip balm. It's just another not good one. So yeah, I'd say
what's BHT?
It's just another preservative with links to disrupting the endocrine system. They're kind of all the same. They're just not good chemicals. So yeah, I would look for BHT, parabens, fragrance, dyes.
So you don't like anything if it's not fully natural from...
No, I use some things that are synthetic. Like you have to have preservatives.
But it just won't get like a full clean bill of health from you unless it's fully clean. I'm just trying to understand. I'm not...
You mean fully natural?
Yeah.
No, I use things that are synthetic all the time. But
what will make it onto your store and say I guess what I'm asking is what are the things
what's the funnel?
Yeah, what's the funnel where it's like, nope, can't make it. Sorry.
Synthetic fragrance, synthetic dyes, preservative systems that I don't like, harsh preservatives, the phenoxyethanol, parabens, the BHT, polysorbates, PEGs, anything petroleum derived. Plastics, polyethylene's a big one to look for too. Like I said, it's in the pharmacy cleansing balm. Like it just doesn't need to have plastic in it.
So do brands reach out to you, and I'm just like walking through this with you because we're just meeting, and say like, well, we're like 95%, and because of that, we should be included, or is it like, do they not even bother at this point?
I feel like you're the curator.
Yeah, I mean, they try, honestly. Like, I don't do sponsored posts. I barely read my emails. So it's mostly me just like, oh, someone posted that they like this. Is that clean? Oh, it is clean. So I'll add it.
Is it Woo in your store?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo's in the store. Yeah. Woo, the lube made it in your store.
Yeah.
Well, there's only 4 ingredients.
Yeah.
I've had 3 babies off that lube.
Yeah.
That lube, you can eat it, lick it, suck it, fuck it.
Yep.
Really.
Yep.
Kyle's in the corner like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
When you're curating your store, is it just like, you just...
I go through each label and it depends. There's no
bias. It's just kind of like...
That's what's cool. It's like she can be a gauge.
And sometimes I'll make little exceptions. Like, if it's like a glycol, like that's not my favorite ingredient, but if that's the only bad thing in it, it's better than the alternative. So, I carry cleaner gel polish. nothing about that's clean or natural. It's just cleaner. I brought you a red.
And is there some
that a lot of gel polish gives you rashes with halmum. What's it called?
I don't know what that is.
Something with an H.
But it sounds rashes. Like there's some products that require some of these in order to be a product, or else they just wouldn't exist.
Yes, exactly. Nail polish is one of them. Dry shampoo is really hard because the aerosols in them are, gas, flammable gas that we spray all around us. Anything aerosol. So your aerosol hairspray, I haven't found one that's clean.
I don't have hairspray right now. Lauren just makes that up.
I once rented a house for a month, and I went in the house, and I went,
oh yeah,
what's that smell?
No.
And in every single outlet in the entire house was a Glade plug-in.
Yeah.
What Michael, I was like,
so I had to have a giant trash bag. And I kept finding more.
I would probably leave, honestly.
We're stuck.
I'd be like, air filters. By the way, your air filter was not on in the lobby.
Oh,
Carson, you're fired. All right, this is the last straw with you, man.
Good tip.
Yeah.
Tell us about plugins.
It's just pure fragrance. It's just like the nastiest thing on the earth. It's just so gross.
It's the worst thing you can do. Yeah. Why? People need to know why.
Well, it's a hormone disruptor. You're inhaling the phthalates, so just stick. That it just sticks. Like even just having that shirt walking down my hallway to the washing machine, Kyle's like, I sniffed your trail because the phthalates in it are just sticking everywhere. And then you inhale those, they go in the body and they're toxic to the body. They disrupt everything. They cause havoc. They disrupt your hormones, they can cause migraines. It's just a disruptor to the body. So
do you think that women are not getting pregnant because of these things?
Absolutely. Infertility has links to all of these things. Even, we can get into babies also if you want to, but infertility is absolutely linked to the PFAS. So I'm sure you guys have talked about that. So all these water resistant products definitely linked to infertility. Anything that's an endocrine disrupting chemical is going to have links to infertility. So that's all of the parabens, the plastics, the
candles.
Yeah, well, the fragrance in the candles.
Well, what I was saying, what's interesting, listen, somebody wrote an article about Lauren and I on this show one time, and listen, different things get written all the time, and I typically don't read it, but one of the things called it a woo-woo wellness, and I was
I'm woo-woo.
And you know what, I was saying, for the longest time in this country, what people have done is they get sick, or they have infertility issues, or they have hormone issues, or they have whatever issues they're having. And they say, I have this issue, now I need to correct it by doing all of these other things. A lot of the times, not great things, which we don't have to get into. But it's been rare for people to pause and be like, what am I eating?
Why?
What are my products? What am I drinking? What am I cleaning with? What am I? And I think what I'm excited about and why I've been vocal is finally people are saying oh, wait a minute. Actually, all of these ingredients and these foods, and in some cases, maybe medicines and vaccines should be looked at. We shouldn't be faced with all of these issues that our ancestors weren't faced with. And I think finally people are starting to say wait, there is a cause and effect. It's not just effect and then now we're living this way. You know what I mean?
I don't think people will really believe it until they're affected, because it's oh, I'm fine. People will say all the time, oh, I spray myself down with fragrance and I had a baby just fine. So it's things are fine until they're not fine. Eventually something will happen and you're going to realize wow, that could be linked. And that's kind of why I got into this. I had a bunch of my own health problems and found out I couldn't have gluten. Then I looked at my products. I was well, can I have gluten in my products if I, so it took a health scare for me to really assess what's going on. So I do feel who do you know that's really even healthy anymore? I feel everyone has things that they're working through. So I think eventually, well, the older you get, you're fine until whatever.
Yeah, to your point, the body's very resilient.
Yeah.
But you bombard it with enough things and one day you're sick. And then, I guess the things that I've realized doing this show for as long as we've done is you can be healthier if you make healthier decisions and you look at the behaviors and the decisions you're making in your day-to-day life. How did you figure out that you had Lyme's? How did that present itself for you?
I've just always had health problems. And so I just constant testing. So I just did a tick panel. I came back positive. I was oh, I kind of just block it out. I'm kind of like you, or okay, I know I have it, but I'm not going to put Lyme warrior in my bio. I'm not going to make that my identity, because it's just not helpful. So I like to be. I listened to your solo episode a couple days ago. saying, you only want to focus on fertility, but like part of that is removing the things that are causing infertility. So like, I'm like you, I want to know and do better, but like, I'm not going to focus on that I have Lyme disease and make it my identity. So yeah, I have it.
Do you know how do you know where you were?
I do think my mom gave it to me because my sister also has Lyme disease, and they say it's very rare to transfer during pregnancy, but I'm pretty convinced because my mom also has multiple sclerosis, and they do believe that could be Lyme misdiagnosed, which don't get me started because she's not going to go down that hole. So my theory is that she actually has Lyme disease because my sister also has Lyme disease. And so I have Lyme disease. So that just makes sense to me. I never had a tick bite. Didn't have like the bullseye thing. So I have no idea.
But maybe you did, and maybe you did have it and you didn't know when you were little.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely could happen.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
I think how you're handling it though is amazing. I had a friend that had HIV, and he told me, he said, I never made it my identity. And he's had been alive for like 30 years after they told him he was going to die. Yeah. And he just never led with it. He told me like 2 years into our friendship too. And he said the problem is when you get diagnosed with something and you automatically start identifying it comes out through your body. Yeah.
Kyle doesn't even know I have Lyme disease. He like forgets. I'm like, can you not stress me out? I have Lyme disease. Like, I don't need added stress. So like, I do so much, you would never even know that I have it, which is probably not good because stress is not good for it. But
you've channeled it into something though so positive too. I think that's important as well. Yeah. I would like to discuss babies.
Yeah.
Formulas, wipes. I got triclosan in my blood from using a huge wipe brand because it's filled with triclosan. Yeah. Talk to us about all the baby stuff.
Wipes, I have not found a single baby wipe. So I don't carry a baby wipe. Everyone that I've talked to, because I don't have kids, so I don't like go deep into baby stuff. But everyone says the only truly clean option would just be like an organic cloth and literally water. So you could probably use the hypochlorous acid on a organic like muslin cloth. But yeah, wipes, I don't have a good one for you. I'm sure there's better. So I can look into better. Formula, I mean, I haven't gone down the formula rabbit hole. Breastfed is obviously the gold standard for healthy diet for mom. What's actually really crazy is all the studies that show the phthalates and the PFAS in newborn babies. EWG did that study on babies. Did you guys see that one?
Mm-mm. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they tested like a bunch of babies, and 100% of the babies had PFAS in their umbilical cord blood.
Why?
From the mom.
But what products are the main
just
ones?
A million products.
But give us a couple.
So
like
PFAS
give us 10.
is the cookware, the nonstick cookware, the coffee cups. I've heard you guys talk about the plastic inside the coffee cup to make it not decompose when it meets hot water. Those are all PFAS. Your longwear foundation, your longwear, your waterproof mascara, any water repellent. So I always see on Instagram these like stain resistant dog beds. No, that's just like PFAS bomb. Children's raincoats repel water, anything that repels water. And there was a big scandal around, you heard the scandal around the workout clothing. What was it? Lululemon leggings covered
it's getting in our vagina?
Yeah, because they're covered in PFAS. And PFAS are really scary because, I don't want to say scary to scare people, but they're called forever chemicals because they stay in you potentially forever. Versus phthalates, which is from perfumes, you can't excrete those in urine. So like PFAS is the real nasty one.
So what leggings do you wear? Because Lululemon leggings are real good.
I know.
What do you wear?
Organic brands. Pack makes an organic.
I just ordered their underwear.
Yeah. Oh, that's my favorite one.
That's approved by you?
Yep.
Do they hold you in? Because I got a lot to hold in right now.
The underwear?
No, the leggings.
Like giant fupa.
Michael hasn't seen underwear on me for 10 years.
Yeah, they actually do.
I'm not a big underwear wearer.
They're really actually, depending on which ones you got.
Okay, maybe they have maternity. I'm going to get those pack leggings because I love Lululemon.
Yeah.
Align leggings.
I like the pack even better.
You do?
Yeah. Because it's just like, I don't know. I feel like Lululemon are so aggressive. I don't know. Pack it's like a softer, but still holds you in. So I don't know. I think you'll like them.
Speaking of the vagina.
Yeah.
I'm actually releasing this episode in line with something I'm launching for Skinny Confidential, and I can't wait to hear your opinion.
Oh, gosh.
So we're launching non-toxic toilet paper.
Oh, wow.
I'm so passionate about this.
I literally wanted to do that. That's crazy. I have like a website. I'm going to send
you as much as you have a lifetime supply.
Yeah. That's so exciting.
And I'm so excited because people do not understand what's in toilet paper.
No, we travel with it.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
Oh, yeah.
Pull it out. I don't buy it.
Yep.
Stop.
Oh, yeah. My whole bag is full of like Mary Poppins organic.
You do not travel.
That's a first. I've never seen someone bring toilet paper to the studio.
I like the commitment. I'm into
I do.
It's disgusting once you realize.
Oh my God, you guys, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, airports, yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, but anything.
Tell us about toilet paper because you're the expert to ask this about. And we are wiping our asshole and our, you aren't wiping anything. Your penis. We're wiping our vaginas with so much toxicity.
Yeah, honestly, the toilet paper was like a recent one for me. I didn't even think of it because we were using just bamboo, like healthier. And then I was white and I was like, how's it white? Oh my God, we've been using bleached toilet paper this whole freaking time. So yeah, I mean, even stuff like that, I'll just like, it just won't even cross your mind because it's just toilet paper. You just think you just live life, that's toilet paper. But yeah, I think it's plant paper and they test for even heavy metals and all that stuff. So hopefully you guys do that too. That's pretty cool. I'm going to
send you a bunch of toilet paper and you guys will have toilet paper for life.
That's awesome.
I'm really excited about it because it's something that like, it's a daily habit that we all do. And there are endocrine disruptors in so many of them. Yeah. And if you think about it, you're wiping every single day, all day long.
Here, it's interesting, like, you know, a few years, I think about myself in this journey, and I'm like, in the beginning, you're like, you're resistant.
You think about yourself in this journey.
But I mean, like, because I know like how a lot of people are to this, because I was one of them. Like, you're resistant to this stuff in the beginning because you're like, what's the big deal? I feel fine. I don't get it. Yeah. But for me, it's like, okay, if there's a healthier cleaning alternative that does the exact same thing and it serves the same function, if there's a healthier toilet paper, if there's a healthier beauty, if this hair, if this clay or paste works, like, for me, it's like, you know, why would you not make that choice? Because
people are going to say price.
Okay, fine, price. Yeah. But like, you're not going to care about the price if you're laying sick somewhere later. You know what I mean? Like for me, or, you know, like maybe go and cut out a night out at the bar, which we don't even have to get into.
But you could, Branch Basics is just as the same price as Windex. Yeah. So this is where I'm like.
Anyways, the point
is. It depends on the item.
I'm not going to try to convince the people that are like, I'd rather be sick than like pay a couple. Like those people are going to.
Well, it's interesting you talk about dogs, and we know someone that like 3 of their, maybe 5 of their dogs have gotten cancer, and they use heavy pesticides.
A lot of the same people that say, oh, I don't want to spend the money on the cleaning supply are also like completely fine to go and blow a paycheck in a bar out on a Saturday night, right? No judgment, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to use the
priorities.
argument, priorities. Yeah. But the point is I think for me, and why I get excited about these topics on this show is, I was one of those people that was resistant, but now I'm like, okay, logically, if there's just better alternatives that serve the same purpose, why would I not make that switch? Like, I'd have to kind of actually be a dumb person to not do that.
Are you ready?
Right?
This is why. You have nostalgia around the smell of Fabulosa, and there's this nostalgia.
But do you really miss the like synthetic Windex?
I was saying I don't have that nostalgia.
No, people have a connection to these smells because they've been ingrained in us, and people,
well, that's the end of it. That's
there's like almost an addiction.
What they do they chemically do that. Like they do that. That's what they do. Like the synthetics in it connect to your endocrine system and they make, you're like connected to it. So it makes it harder to quit.
And that's what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's discuss bad breath. Smart Mouth. Smart Mouth is the only mouthwash scientifically proven to eliminate and prevent bad breath for 24 hours with just 2 rinses a day. So here's how it works. There's a unique dual chamber bottle and it gives you 2 powerful solutions. They're separate until you're ready to rinse. And then when you pour the 2 solutions into the cup, you're activating this technology. It's called Smart Zinc. And it has zinc ion activation, which is the key to eliminating and preventing sulfur gas. And here's a fun fact. Sulfur gas is bad breath. So it's really the secret to all day fresh breath. Smart Mouth was developed by a dentist and it's dentist recommended. So this is something that you could habit stack into your day. It also is known to prevent bad breath 12 times longer than the leading brand. I personally think it's really interesting that they discovered that sulfur gas is bad breath, and then they found the zinc ion activation technology. to get rid of it. I feel like that's very preventative. I also love how it's recommended by a dentist, and they have these efficient little single packs, like their mouthwash single packs that make it easy to take Smart Mouth on the go, in your purse, in luggage, or your pocket. You could take it on a date. You could take it in your clutch. Never have bad breath again. Find Smart Mouth at Walgreens, Walmart, Amazon, or visit smartmouth.com/skinny to snag a special discount on your next Smart Mouth purchase. That's www.smartmouth.com/skinny. Don't miss out on 24-hour fresh breath. Your mouth will thank you. Every single morning, we make our kids eggs. We do a piece of sourdough. There's this 3-ingredient sourdough I love. And then we'll do eggs. And sometimes we'll do 3-ingredient pancakes. But with the eggs is always a ketchup. And I take my ketchup seriously. It's something you're eating every day, right? Especially my kids. So I use Primal Kitchen. I love Primal Kitchen. I've been using it forever. I recommend it to all my friends. The ingredients are amazing, but what I like about their ketchup is it's unsweetened and it's made with real organic California grown tomatoes. Most importantly, though, for kids, there's no high fructose corn syrup, cane sugar, or artificial sweeteners. Primal Kitchen has nailed the perfect combo of high quality ingredients and delicious flavors. So your meals will taste as real and as homemade as it gets. They're not just made from real ingredients, they're also made for real food eating. I feel like everyone should be eating more real whole foods. So just take your sauces and dressings and condiments up a notch. You don't have time to make them from scratch probably, so this is like an easy hack. They have a buffalo sauce. They have a no dairy ranch dressing. They really have you covered in the kitchen. So if you're all about real food but need a little help making it exciting, you need Primal Kitchen condiments and sauces. I'm telling you, get the ketchup. Everything is made with real ingredients we love. They're really like a secret weapon, especially with kids. Head to primalkitchen.com/skinny. You save 20% off your next online order with code SKINNY at checkout. That's PRIMAL kitchen.com/skinny, code SKINNY. Primal Kitchen products are also available in stores nationwide, so visit primalkitchen.com/skinny to find a location near you.
Quick break to talk about Hiya Health. We spend so much time as adults thinking about what supplements and vitamins to take for ourselves, but what about our children? This is why Lauren and I have been partnered with Hiya for so long. Typical children's vitamins are basically candy in disguise, filled with 2 teaspoons of sugar, unhealthy chemicals, and other gummy additives growing kids should never eat. That's why Hiya created a superpowered, chewable vitamin that children love. I know our children love it. They take it every single morning. They look forward to it every single morning. We say, do you want green? Do you want red? Do you want yellow? And they go through and they pick it out and they look forward to it. It's become part of their routine. While many children's vitamins are filled with 5 grams of sugar, which is known to contribute to a variety of health issues, Hiya is made with 0 sugar and 0 gummy additives, yet it tastes great and is perfect for picky eaters. Hiya also fills the most common gaps in modern children's diets to provide the full body nourishment our kids need with the yummy taste they love. And if you're looking for a little bit more and you're tired of battling with your kids to eat their greens, Hiya now has Kids Daily Greens plus Superfoods, a chocolate flavored greens powder designed specifically for kids, packed with 55 plus whole food ingredients to support brain power, development, and digestion. Just scoop, shake, and sip with milk or any non-dairy beverage for a delicious, nutritious boost your kids will actually enjoy. So check them out. We've worked out a special deal with Hiya for their best-selling children's vitamin. Receive 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you must go to hiyahealth.com/skinny. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to hiyahealth.com/skinny and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults.
Baby products, any specific brands that you're a fan of?
Yeah, and I do carry some baby products. So if you do silicone, you're going to want to make sure it's like a medical grade silicone. So that's really important because
silicone for?
It's like a baby toy, like if they have like rubber toys that they're chewing on, like the little things. No plastic, obviously. That's just loaded with phthalates that they chew on, suck on, rub all over. I think it's really important that moms know they shouldn't wear perfume, even with a baby. I think a lot of women think, oh, I'm done being pregnant. Now I can put it all on. But you're breastfeeding, your baby's on you. They're maybe on your shoulder. They're inhaling your laundry detergent. They're sucking on your, fragrance-drenched, non-organic clothing. So definitely everything should be extra sensitive for babies. So toys, no plastic. Wood toys without paints and lacquers. We have some natural rubber, like bath toys. So natural materials as much as you can, organic. We have some really cute little stuffies that are made out of organic material. So
I love that. I'm going to go get all that. That's perfect for my nursery. That's
what are those little things? Like, I'm so like baby illiterate. Like, I'm just like, what are those things they use? The little things they suck on?
But again, like, I think
it's like a blankie.
It's like a
lovey.
Yeah, a lovey. I know
to give a little pushback and to give, I know a lot of the parents are like screaming, like, there's certain toys that but my whole thing is, if you get rid of the big things, if you get rid of the fragrances and the hormone disruptors and the bad cleaning supplies and the foods that we all know with a million preservatives we shouldn't be, like if you take care of like the 90%, then maybe once in a while it's okay for a kid to play with a magnet towel. But the point is, if you're doing all the other things all the time, and that it's like, because like to your point, like you're going to use a certain nail polish. Like if my kid ends up coloring with a certain thing one time or playing with a magnet towel, it's like, okay, it's, there's maybe some harmful things in there, but I feel good knowing that like the other 90%, the big things are out of the picture. You know what I mean?
The biggest thing is honestly the mom and even the dad, the choices you guys make while you're trying to conceive and actually pregnant are so important because they're directly impacting how your baby develops. So even something like fragrance that can disrupt your son's hormones, even though he's not even born yet. So it can decrease your son's sperm before it leaves your body. Like, that's insane. It can also contribute to a smaller body part in boys.
A smaller penis.
Yes, literally.
If you use these endocrine disruptors, you are making your baby's penis small.
Yep. And you're even affecting the female's egg supply. So it decreases the quality of eggs.
Your mom must have not worn perfume.
Nice.
So yeah, it's scary. Increased risk of ADHD. You're with risk low birth weight. And I think people think low birth weight, okay, who cares? I just have like a little small cute baby. But no, like that leads to, it's not fully developed when it's born. And so it does lead to increased risk of ADHD, learning difficulties, just emotional dysregulate. Like it is a very serious topic. And I hope, women that are pregnant or trying to get pregnant do take it more serious.
So I'm sure you're no stranger to push back on the internet. For people that are listening to this and be like, this is too far, too extreme, how do you answer those individuals? I'm sure I'm not the first person.
And don't do it. Like, that's fine.
But if they say like, hey, this, like, how do you prove some of these things?
Or, there's studies on all this. So you can just go to the internet and, anything I've just shared is a study I've read. So I can post them.
I think a lot of people think ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
The way I try to live my life is like 80-20.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not perfect with the makeup. Yeah. I like a fucking Happy Meal from McDonald's and a Diet Coke sometimes. Like I like a margarita with tequila. Not now.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I try to like live 80-20, but when I am in my 80%, I am in it.
Yeah.
And I am committed to it, and I am full on 100% balls to the walls.
Yeah. But 80%, I mean, like, I think most people think that they have to be extreme 100%, but like 80% is still way better because what was your life going to look like if you weren't doing anything?
Right.
So any change you can make, I don't care if you're 100% bad and you go to 90-10, like who cares? That's still an improvement. The goal is really to reduce the toxic load on your body as best you can. So I don't want anyone to even think they have to get to 80-20. If you can just get anything out of your house, just go take your plugins out of your house, open a window. Let's just work at one thing at a time. Like, let's clean your air out. Let's just get the fragrances out. So what I like to do is we have like a free consult feature. So they can just come to us. If your brain is like, I don't know.
That's smart.
I have $100. I need new makeup, maybe some foundation. We'll tell you. We'll map it all out for free.
That's really cool.
But like to go back to the very beginning of this conversation, like again, like 80, 20, 90, 10, 70, whatever, who cares? But the point is like if you're making healthier choices and trying to find better alternatives consistently, when you have something like a mishap, when someone paints a guest bathroom, like when she was freaking out, my response is like, no. My body is resilient because of the things I do most of the time. Where like, it's not my favorite thing that it happened, but I'm not going to.
So much more than that though. It's not even just, oh my God, the chemicals. It's like you didn't listen, you didn't follow directions, you don't care.
Well, for me, we thought, again, like I listened, but the point is like, I think that you can also get to the point where you can spiral yourself and put yourself into like this death spin.
You have been pretty adaptable though too.
Yeah, but my point is like when she was going off the deep end yesterday, I was like, listen,
you were upset though.
I grew up on construction sites. I'll be fine. My body's resilient. I'm going to just take care. I'll do a detail. I'll do whatever I got to do. But like, I'm not going to sit there and like lose my shit about it all day.
I am.
Because the fact is it happened. And I'm not burning the house down.
And it's true because stress is just as bad. You know, stress is a huge toxin. It can transfer to your baby. So when your cortisol spikes,
it spiked.
Boop, right to the
because
baby.
you know those people that are living super clean and then like anything happens and they're so stressed. I'm like, all of that work you're doing to live that clean, like you just had one thing that stressed you out and like that's way worse for you than just
I'm on a chill vibe. I'm on a chill vibe besides the paint. Let's discuss something that no one wants to touch with a 10-foot pole, vaccines.
Oh, great.
Okay.
You know what? I get asked about vaccines like I'm Dr. Quinn medicine woman. Guys, you need to go do your own research on vaccines. I've done my own research privately and I have just decided that I don't need to scream from the rooftops what I'm doing. Yeah. What are your opinions on it?
I haven't gotten a vaccine since I was like, I don't know, 12. I remember my mom was like, you need to go get the HPV. I was like, no. So I don't know, even as a kid, I didn't understand why. I'm fine. So I invest in my immune system. I haven't gotten sick in so long. Everyone else around me is sick all the time. And you would think as someone with an immune disease, I'd be sick all the time. I have really shitty vitamin D too. So I should be sick all the time. But for some reason, I'm not. So no, I invest into both of us. We invest into our immune system as much as we can. All throughout COVID, we had, protocols we were doing, doctors we would connect with. He got COVID. I didn't even get COVID when you got COVID. So yeah, I don't know. I don't personally have a reason for them. Obviously, some people might, and that's their choice. Dogs, it gets to be a tricky topic. I know there's a lot of people out there that actually believe you can have dogs and never vaccinate them. We have a dog rescue too, but legally I can't do that. So I've been kind of forced. So with the dog rescue, we make sure to titer test them. We won't over vaccinate them.
Titer test. Talk about the titer test. That's such an important test. Everyone who's listening, listen to this.
Yeah, it's really insane. So, vet vaccines are just like any other medication. We're being sold vaccines. They tell you come in annually. Your dog needs distemper every year. They'll give you a reminder to your inbox. Come on in. We'd love to see you. No, they just, it's a sale to them. So you can actually just get a titer test. And so a titer test will tell you exactly what vaccines your dog does or does not need. So, our dogs are still protected from puppy shots. So I wouldn't call myself anti-vaccine, but I'm going to be as, precautious as I can. So yeah, the CDV, if you go to Jean Dodds, she's a vet. She's an expert in like immunization for canines and she's brilliant. And so she actually has done studies on how long these vaccines actually last. So CDV, I think it was lasted over 7.5 years to life. I don't know if it was one round. I can't quote the amount they had, but it was puppy shots, lasted the dog's whole life.
Why don't they have titers test for people?
They do.
They do.
Yeah, but just no one does them.
Huh. That's interesting.
But if you're not sure if your vet's a good vet, the best way ever is just to say, hey, do you guys do titer tests? And their reaction will tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, ask your vet that.
The vaccine conversation was never something that populated on my radar or was important to me until 1, we had children. Yeah. And then 2, when everyone went ballistic during COVID and started pushing a vaccine and all that bullshit. Again, I can say that now. Thank God people aren't getting stripped off the internet and airwaves for saying that these days. But anyways, I think a lot of people, especially older generations, don't realize what the schedule looks like for vaccines for children because they go, well, I had them when I was a kid and so did I.
7.
Anyways,
and now there's 77.
So I was just going through this exercise with my parents and I said, listen, like the reason there's some hesitancy from parents these days around this is 1, because of some of the efficacy that in my opinion, they could do more research around and publish more studies around and whatever. But 2, like a lot of our parents think that it's the same schedule that we all went through when we were young kids.
Completely different.
There are so many now. And I think you should not be part of the conversation if you don't have children yourself, because you just don't realize and until you're a parent and you have to like make that decision for yourself. I think it's something that parents should be able to push back on and ask questions because it's scary. Like,
why I have empathy though for this is that everyone just wants to do what's right for their kids.
Yeah. Nobody's saying
who's ever giving their kids 77 vaccines, they believe and their intention is that they're doing right for their kids. People who are giving their kids no vaccines feel like it's right.
Anyone that's of course, like that's the point is anyone that has kids, you realize the reason you're either doing it or not doing it is because you are trying to make whatever you believe is the best, most loving decision that's going to keep them safest.
We all have the
Everyone's
same
doing
intention.
that. So I have empathy for parents that make any decision.
Yeah, it's hard.
But the point is like a lot of parents feel like they don't have enough information. So that's where there's hesitancy.
Yeah, you can't even get accurate information. You have to go to like secret rabbit holes.
And the reason there's even more hesitancy and the reason COVID was so terrible and was managed so poorly is because now clearly there's information about something that was rushed out, that was ineffective, that caused a lot of harm that they are now admitting to, which does not help the case of saying, well, all of these other ones are fine. Because, well, now we see that you did one that wasn't fine and you lied to us about it and you're now gaslighting people to say, well, I have other questions. And I don't think that's an unreasonable stance. And so,
my thing is, if I'm going to inject something in my body or my children's body or my husband's body, I have 600 questions on each one. And if you can't accept that I have 600 questions, that's a you problem. Like, I'm going to have questions.
Most people are not going to listen. And then that's how you know right away.
But like to me, it's a logical person that says, wait a minute, we had government agencies and big media outlets in a huge pressure to get something where there was not full information, where there was actual harm, where it did not stop the quote unquote the spread, and you were screaming at us from the rooftops to do this thing, and you were lying to us about the efficiency of it, and now you're saying, but don't question anything else. Like, we can't have it that way. Like you either have to be completely honest and transparent, or you're not. Like there's not like, oh, this one was and this one isn't. It's like, well, now we need all the information and everything, which again is why I'm excited about what's going on with the health in this country now, because people are just saying like, listen, we just, similar to you, we just want the information. Just publish it all, hold everybody to the same standard. If there's liability, hold them liable. That's all we want.
Yeah, like if you show me a study that this vaccine is totally safe, great. Like, thanks for the information. And, now I'll consider that. But I don't trust most of the information that's out there. I feel like most of it is, cherry picked and skewed and controlled. And I can't wait to see what RFK digs up. It's going to be crazy.
I need to ask you about this sauna thing.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I saw this on your page. I'm a big sauna girl. Give it to me.
Yeah, I haven't used my sauna since then, honestly, because, well, I'm very sensitive. So with my Lyme, it can actually make some people worse. So if you don't feel good after a sauna, you shouldn't do it. So I think a lot of people think, oh, a sauna is good for everyone across the board. But no, it can actually make people more sick. So if your detox pathways aren't open, you're not getting the toxins out, it can just stir everything up and make you worse. So if you don't feel good in a sauna, don't go in a sauna. It's probably your body saying it's not time. But yeah, we have a sauna, a really good one. And
barrel or infrared?
It's infrared. Okay. I think it's like a sunlighten.
Okay.
I researched that, the best wood, no EMFs, no, all that stuff. But yeah, it tested positive for mold. And you're like, oh, I didn't think about that. So I'm using this to detox from mold. I think a lot of people thought it grew mold because they advertise as, they can't grow mold, but it didn't grow mold. It just had mold from the house go into the sauna and be trapped in the sauna. So now you're going into this moldy sauna. So it sucks because literally the only way to know is if you test your sauna's air.
Why did you decide to test your sauna?
We tested the whole house.
You can get these bombs, not like bombs, but there's like these mold bombs. And
she's got to look into that. That sounds suspicious.
And that's how it begins.
Well, Ryan from Test My Home gave him. All right, everyone says Ryan, and they're like, okay, it's okay. But he came and he tested because we have an infrared and a barrel, and obviously that's a concern. And we tested, and there was none. But it's something that you have to monitor and you have to pay attention to.
Yeah, and then you think about people going to like hot yoga studios, like it's probably terrible. So I mean, I'm sorry to ruin everyone's life with that. But
when we get out of ours, we like air it out. You got to like check. But especially if you have like liquid, you just have to watch it. But there are things that you can use that he recommended. I'm sure it's on the Test My Home site, but he kind of he came and did that because it's a concern.
Like a spray. It's like the Decon 30 or something.
It's like a little bomb. It's like a little bomb. And I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm assuming
it kills the mold?
Yeah, it just makes it so mold can't live there. Fortunately, we didn't have to do it because
you
tested
got to
it.
tell us what that is. So
No,
you're
but
going to have to go look
I
it
don't
up
know.
and
It's like a
tell us
little
what it is.
green and white thing from what I can recall.
Okay,
but
well, that's not enough information. We need you need to go talk to Ryan.
We should talk about cars because Ryan came out and tested my car. I have like a Mercedes SUV and it was actually had more EMFs than sitting on a high voltage power line.
So what do you do?
I wanted to make that into a reel for so long, but surprise, you can have that one. I don't use the seat heaters, so the electric seat heaters.
Oh God.
Oh my God, I use that every day.
I know. I literally just shiver.
Okay.
Brand new car, and I'm just like, can't turn it on.
Okay.
Even the lights, I have like cute pink lights in my car, and the flicker is out of control. I think you know about flicker and like red lights and all that stuff. But even the screen, horrible flicker. And now that Mercedes makes everything digital, it's just like flickering it. So
Can you turn the screen off?
Probably.
Yeah,
I prefer that screen off. I don't need a screen while I'm driving.
I was like emailing Mercedes, like, can you cut the electricity? They were like, go away. Like, no, we can't, lady. I tried to return my car. I did. They were like, no.
So what, you just had EMF because of the seat heaters and the light?
Well, they measure everything. It's like radio frequency. It's like three different ones. You have your little Trifeld device. He comes out with his little tool, and it was just like, Chee!
You know what worries me so much? And this is like a random tangent. Teslas.
Yeah.
You see these people plugged into the charger, sitting in their car.
But I've seen some
on
that
their
literally,
phone.
yeah.
What
I don't know about
is that?
plugs.
That's like, I feel like that's cooking you.
Yeah. We definitely want to roll down your window and at least like let some of that out, so you're not just baking in like a Faraday cage.
But again, like some of this can start to become a prison of your own mind.
I know.
Like, I mean, look at the studio we're in right
We
now.
could go on like all day.
I mean,
We could go on all day.
But my point is like this can really.
Speaking of a prison of my own mind, let's talk about EMF.
It's like Better Call Saul. His brother who's in the
That's
tin.
me.
He's like in the tin blanket all the time. Like we gotta be able to live here.
I know. I want to live, but
I still have a
know.
car, so it was like,
yeah,
I can detach from that like paranoia.
You
Like,
just turn the seat
You
heater
know
off.
what's
That's an
terrible
easy fix.
for men? Condoms. Because condoms can be getting all sorts of parabens and
Well, have
things.
you
So we
seen
shouldn't.
A
what's
lot of
in-
guys before you told me that.
I'll support you with
I
that.
would just say, like, I would be like, listen, like these things, this is getting in my
well, it actually is
endocrine
latex,
disruptors.
right? It's not good for
Well,
you.
and the spermicides they use are absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
So I
You gotta
can't
get woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like putting a bag over your head and doing push-ups for a long time. It's like it's not fun.
You remember?
So it's been a while.
One thing about me is I love white shoes. I always have. I love like a good pair of white shoes, but I'm always in the gym. I try to work out 5 to 7 days a week, and I'm lifting weights, especially during pregnancy. So enter Noble. Noble is a footwear brand for training and for daily life. So what I like to do is I like to put these on, I go to the gym, I lift my weights, and then I go on with my day. They're built to support you in the pursuit of physical, mental, and emotional strength. So not only do I like these shoes specifically for lifting, but I like them for pregnancy because they're so comfortable, okay? Like they're really, really comfortable. So like from morning workouts to the hustle of daily life, they really like just keep you comfortable. They have this shoe. It's called the No Bull All Day, and it's the shoe for everyday life. It's true to size. I really like it. I know this is weird, but it like flatters your foot. I like a shoe that flatters the foot, and the white is so good. You should also know that Noble is known for their best-in-class award-winning footwear. So they have options across training and lifestyle. They really like have options for everyone. Visit nobleproject.com/TSC. You get 30% off your entire order. That's www.nobleproject.com/TSC for 30% off.
Let's talk about one of our favorite partners, the Farmer's Dog. This new year, healthy habits don't only apply to humans. Give your dog a fresh start too. The Farmer's Dog makes feeding real, healthy dog food easy and convenient, and your dog will absolutely love it. Lauren and I have been feeding our dogs the Farmer's Dog for years now, and they are thriving. Their coats are shiny, they're happy, they're healthy, there's less trips to the vet, and they feel great. What makes the Farmer's Dog so different is that the Farmer's Dog is developed by on-staff board-certified vets and veterinary nutritionists to be a complete and balanced meal for dogs. It's made from human-grade real meat and veggies that are getting cooked with the safety and quality standards of human food. Even the best traditional dry and wet dog food options are highly processed, and because pet food is very loosely regulated, they can use much lower quality ingredients than they claim to. The Farmer's Dog does not do that. They use only the best ingredients. The Farmer's Dog also delivers their fresh-made, healthy dog food right to your door on a schedule that works for you and can be adjusted at any time within their 24-hour customer support period. The food is also great for all dogs at all stages, including puppies. It's just real healthy food designed to meet their unique nutritional needs. So it doesn't matter if your dog is young or old. It's always the right time to begin investing in their health. That means more happy, healthy, and full years together. Who doesn't want that for their dog? So check them out. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/skinny. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/skinny to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/skinny.
I'm obsessed with this brand called Maui New Venison. Peter Attia told me all about it, and I eat their sticks. And they partnered with one of my favorite bone broth companies, Kettle and Fire. This partnership is truly my dream. It's 20 grams of protein per serving, and it's like a light and smooth flavor. But there's so many nutrients that come from wild grazing access deer. So you're getting the 20 grams of protein, but you're also getting all the nutrients, which is amazing for hair, for nails. And it's a great thing to do for your digestion, but also just, I don't know, having that protein in the morning first thing before taking a sip of coffee is just so important. If you're looking for something for fasting, weight management, gut health, or other benefits, this is a great one to sip on. I think bone broth is absolutely amazing with lemon and a little bit of cayenne. I like to spice it up. And I'm happy as a clam, like sipping my bone broth. And then like when I get my coffee, it feels like I worked for it a little bit. Kettle and Fire's bone broth is always the best of the best. They think of everything. It's delicious. I love this collaboration. I'm such a fan. Find Maui New Venison bone broth in the bone broth aisle, available right now at Whole Foods stores nationwide. So go check out Maui New Venison bone broth. It's in the bone broth aisle, and it's available too, like I said, at Whole Foods stores nationwide. You can learn more at kettleandfire.com/MauiNui. Did you know that most toilet paper has formaldehyde and chlorine in it? It also has dyes. I was shocked to know, I found out this probably a year ago, that there's all of these crazy things in toilet paper. We're wiping our most intimate areas with this all day long. My daughter is using the toilet paper. My husband's using it. I went on this like wild goose chase to find the best toilet paper on the market. And while I found some brands that were great, I also wanted to create something better. And so that's what we've done at the Skinny Confidential. We have created a better choice. I was involved in every single detail of this toilet paper. We took out formaldehyde, we took out chlorine, we took out the dyes. We took out all the things that I didn't want my family exposed to. And then, of course, in our very Skinny Confidential way, we wrapped it in pink, as you can see. I wanted the experience of the delivery when you got it to be very romantic and pretty. Never are you excited about getting your monthly delivery of toilet paper, and I wanted to make you excited. So it comes in the most luxurious box. You open it, it's packaged cute, and it also has our little stamp on it. And you can put this on all of the rolls in your house and know that it's a better choice for you and your family. I am so passionate about this launch. We have been working on this launch for a long time. My team is so excited about it. It's shaking up the market, and it's disruptive, and it's everything that we want to bring to the table. So if you're looking for a better choice when it comes to your toilet paper, go to shopskinnyconfidential.com. Grab it now. We will sell out, but we're doing subscription. So I would definitely say to subscribe so you can make sure that you get it monthly. That's shopskinnyconfidential.com. I'm a big turn your phone off on airplane mode in the other room. What are the little things that you do to protect from EMF?
Yeah. So, we had Ryan from Test My Home come out. We went through our whole house. We had some, messed up, even dimmer switches. I'm sure he went through with you guys. You can't do dimmer switches. So we switched those out. We need to switch out all our LED lights. Haven't done that. So there's plenty of things that I know are bad that I just haven't gotten to. So I'm not like a frantic maniac, even though I want to be. So we need to fix our lights. I think we did a kill switch in the bedroom. So that's really nice. I want all the power off in the bedroom. Yeah.
Will you send me the one that you like?
It's just like, I think you just install it, right? Like you have to have an electrician come out.
You do?
Yeah. And they just like cut the power. So it's just a switch like that. So when it's ready for bed, and it cuts the whole room.
I bet you feel your nervous system relax.
Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah. I had really high readings next to my bed. There was something with the electricity. Like I don't think people realize that your electricity can be wired wrong too and cause frazzled energy. So yeah, we had to fix that. But yeah, phone doesn't go in the room, out of the room. We do all the things.
I think the biggest thing that like we found with the house that we were super crazy about was mold and like especially living in Austin. But I think a lot of people don't realize like under the sink and that is, that stuff can be real problematic if you don't catch it.
I think people think that they're going to see mold like
you think it's
fungus.
No,
you don't see it. Like we couldn't see a single speck of mold in our house. Our house was brand new built. We had to demo out the laundry room, the butler's pantry. All the sinks were leaking because the guy just played build a house.
You know Michaela Peterson?
What?
You know who Michaela Peterson is?
It sounds familiar, but no.
Anyway, so she
like
has
a mold girl or something?
She's not. But she came on the show and she told us this crazy story about how she just grew up in a household with black mold and like caused all of these health issues that she later found out. So she's been vocal about sharing that, but. At the time when she was a kid, she was sick all the time. And the parents couldn't figure out why and how. And it was mold.
I know. And it's hard because like, then now what? So you're going to go test your whole house? Like I think people don't have to, it does hurt everyone, even if you don't have the symptoms. It's not good to have mold in your system. But if you're not feeling like you have fatigue or, I get really bad dark circles under my eyes, hair loss. So if you don't have those symptoms, then, maybe you'll get to mold later. So I think mostly just people that might have a sneaking suspicion. There's some cool tests you can do now too, just quickly to see if it's a problem. Test My Home is really expensive. So I think that it's called ERMI. It's a test you can just buy online and it's just like a Swiffer wipe. And you go and you just wipe the dust in the house and you mail it out and they'll tell you a list of the molds. I think it's like a couple $100.
That's a great tip.
It's a great tip.
Do you use air filters?
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite?
The Jasper.
Okay, us too.
Because after Ryan's like, this is the best.
Yeah, we love Jasper. Yeah. And what's your vibes on shoes in the house?
Oh God.
I have to ask Michael.
You would vomit if you saw our house, like actual vomit, because we have 6 dogs. So that's 24 filthy paws. We do not wipe their paws every time they come in the house. So our bed is disgusting. I put it on the internet the other day. It's just like dirt, rocks.
From dogs.
Oh yeah. So you would absolutely die. So shoes is like the least of our problems because poopy paws.
Shoes is the least of her problems.
But the earth is not going to, listen, if you're in petroleum and you're in, chemicals in the law.
Well, Michael, our son went to the hospital the other day because he cut his head open and he had to get stitches. Michael tried to step a toe in my house after you were walking around the hospital.
We will take him off in like that situation.
No, but what I'm saying is like if it's just earth outside and you're clean living, like the dirt is, people lived in the dirt all the time. It's not, it's the chemicals and all the,
If someone is new to your website, where would you start? I will just tell everyone, I think everyone who has a pet should go buy your
hypochlorous
acid spray.
Hypochlorous acid, yeah.
And to put on the paws. And then also I love Agent Notor's toothpaste that you sent me. Yeah. It's so good from your website. Yeah. You have so many good products. Yeah. Everyone should go shop. What would you tell them to pick up?
I would just book a free consult. So you can I have 7,500 products. So I don't.
Wow.
I do have a bestsellers. Yeah, I know. It's insane. So it's not like I could just be like, oh, just go grab this or that. So it's a big site.
So the consult would help them like sort of weed through what's important to them.
Yeah. Yep. Because I really don't know how like you'd begin. I mean,
what categories do you think are people?
I have a bestsellers category, so I have bestsellers. So I'd go to bestsellers. I think Olivia body wash is like always a go-to. It's the same company that makes the dog shampoo. I think I sent you a mini of one of them, and I did bring you one because they made a new men's that actually smells so good. It smells. I want to see his reaction. I want him to smell it. Give him their whole little doggy Easter basket.
That's
for us.
You guys.
Oh, that's nice. You guys don't have to do that.
Oh, that is so cute. Okay, tell us which each thing is.
Chocolate that's tested for heavy metals.
Love it.
Those are clean Christmas trees. They
Michael,
smell
clean
so good.
Christmas trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, is it the
Ozonated dental care?
Okay, so oil pulling.
this one?
But it's ozonated. That's for your foot spa. That's your sour candy.
You're so sweet and thoughtful.
Yeah.
What's the thing you want me to smell?
The little mini body wash. No, there should be
You
a
gave
little.
me that too.
That's shampoo. Did I already give you shampoo?
No, you gave me that brand, something with that brand.
What's the brand called? Man, this is like a Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
It's Olivia.
Cute.
That one.
You
This
guys, the Cocoa Therapy Organ
Olivia
Bites.
Woodland. Olivia Coastal Woodlands, a woodsy masculine scent with organic sea kelp.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Non-toxic.
Carson.
That's
But
hot.
Let's see
I'm
what we
really
got
impressed
here.
with it.
Let me smell.
It doesn't that smell like a cologne?
It smells good.
Let me see.
I'm getting a lot of the sea kelp.
Let me smell it.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it just smells like an outdoorsy, like.
Who cares what you think it's about me?
Oh, I like
it
it.
smells like
I
cologne.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just
just
smells
like
it smells.
cologne.
It
Like
smells very
what?
masculine.
But
This
that's
is
100% natural. No,
100%.
100%.
If you got a wash down there,
And that one actually lingers surprisingly with no phthalates. I don't know how they
Okay.
do it.
What does it mean with prebiotics? Okay, health food for the skin.
I love it.
Big
Yeah,
well.
that's good.
10 out of 10.
No, listen, but here's the thing. Now that I see this, like I'll use this.
Yeah.
He will use it.
And you can actually use it as shampoo, head to toe.
He's so cute. He went on like the EWG to like find out what shampoo, and he got this one that was like, it was not the
I
vibe.
bet, yeah.
But he's been looking for a non-toxic shampoo.
No, and I'll go on
Well,
Jack.
you'll like the Jack Henry one because they have a very similar scent and they have a shampoo.
Yeah, I'll try. Like, and if you said that there's because I actually don't. This stuff, for guys out there, like the ones that like some of these like kind of like what are these called? Like a clay.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard when you have like longer hair. It's
Yeah.
better for like shorter.
Gotcha.
You can't
Or if you're, like-
dissect it anymore.
But like for me,
It's
like I like
like,
something
oh
that
my
I can
God.
put my like my
Well, you
hands
just never
through.
know until you try.
You
You
know what I mean?
also got us oil butter that I'm very excited. What I'm so excited about with this is I don't have to worry about
Yes,
any of it or like
exactly.
look it up. It's just good to go.
That's the Botox in a bottle. So that's like a new cool ingredient.
Oh, I need
the
some of that.
Paracress.
This is amazing, you guys. Thank you so much.
I
You know
know,
what? What have these other guests that come on the show been doing? What are these?
You
You're
got
not
me
showing up with a gift
Very
bag like this
Berry
anymore.
Bio seaweed gel, soak off LED gel polish.
So you can actually cure that in the sun. You don't need a lamp.
Love it. Which is
Look at these
that's
gummy
I have
bears.
to wear my
But I know
driving
you
gloves.
still use nasty shampoo. So I sent you my favorite shampoo.
I need some cleanup in some areas.
Yeah.
I don't want to act perfect at all. Blood
It's hard.
But
Natural
blood
shampoo
box.
can be
What's blood
nasty.
box?
Those are little mini fragrances. Upside down.
This is going to be the expectation now when people show up and be like, "Where's my bag? Like,
Oh, I
where's
can't
my
wait.
stuff?"
This is so exciting,
Yeah.
you guys.
So those are like more. Kyle's favorite is the smudge, and out of the black box, there's another one.
Oh, look.
So his
You got-
favorite is the smudge mixed with dragon's blood.
And you guys got us lollipops.
Oh, this is a fragrance.
What's the brand of lollipops?
Those are the lovely.
Love it. I'm going
Thank
to
you
give
for
them to my
this.
kids.
It's very nice.
You know why I love this too? It's like I can like try all this and then I can pick what I love and you can reorder it and you don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
I will
I'm going to be on your site. I'm going to be on there and looking at all these 7,500
well, no,
products.
it makes it nice that he doesn't have. He does try. He does. Bless his heart.
I do try.
He does. He does try really
Also,
hard.
if she tells me like this is the thing that we're doing and it serves the purpose and like solves the function that I'm looking for, then I don't
like
fight it.
toothpaste. I got him to switch his toothpaste. I got him to switch away from the floss that has the plastic in it.
PFAS too.
Yeah.
Luckily, I didn't have some nostalgia for Windex or whatever you're talking about.
Kyle doesn't have a choice. You're nice.
Kyle,
Yeah.
I feel like likes it though. I feel like you're good at it. He's adaptable.
He's like, I have no choice.
yeah.
I don't have I listen to everything except the hair.
Really? Yeah. Well, yeah. There's
But
a
other
couple
than that,
things.
what do I not listen to?
You still do the car wash, and I
What
don't.
car wash?
You get a full detail.
Oh yeah. Well, I like a clean car.
Oh, like inside too?
Yeah, I feel like you need to like start a line that's like car wash.
I
know
actually
that's-
wanted to, but then I was like, no one's going to buy that.
They
everyone
might.
with a car will buy it.
I know.
Don't-
See, if yours a cleaning car supply thing, I would bring it to the car wash and say
They're
use
very
this.
organic bunny car and the organic bunnies in a car. I would love that.
Yeah. But it's expensive. And those we're seeing brands like Symbiotic is discontinuing their home line. I just don't think it's selling. So I think people have to be very mindful of investing into ideas like that because, AutoZone is not going to pick up my, $30 car wipe. So as much as I'd love to make it, I don't know if it would last.
I think for companies, and listen, I love Symbiotica, and I don't know what they're doing over there, but I think people are looking now for companies that make certain things their mission. And while Symbiotica's overarching thing is obviously health, I think the reason someone like Branch Basics is having success is like that's their main mission. Yeah. The story's there, the passion's there. Yeah. Like they, you know,
people don't want you you to just like launch stuff to launch it. Yeah. But you have like such a mission, I feel like, behind everything you do. You could really go into any category. The fact that there's no non-toxic baby wipes.
I know. There's so many.
Do you understand how many wipes moms use every day? Like you could make cute pink ones with a bunny on it. I mean, I could spiral. I want to say something. I'm going to link every single product that you guys got me on my blog. So you guys can go to the Skinny Confidential and shop every single product. We'll like explain each one because I know they're going to want a lot of these products.
Yep.
Do you guys have a code or a link or anything for the audience?
Yeah, we'll make whatever you guys need. Codes. Oh yeah, I think Code Skinny is already up.
Code Skinny, you guys, you can go shop theorganicbunny.com. You get 15% off with code Skinny. I definitely recommend for anyone who's interested in non-toxic living in an approachable way, going to follow your Instagram. I have been following your Instagram, I want to say for like 10 years.
Really?
I've been following since you started.
Because I remember she showed me your stuff long time ago.
That's crazy.
Where can everyone follow you?
Organic Bunny.
That was fun, right?
Yeah. I could have talked for like 10 more hours.
I know. You can come back anytime you want. Next time you come on, we kick him off because I have like, I want to go through once. I want to be like, okay.
No, I like talking to her. I like talking. I'm going to come back when you're here again.
Hairspray. Like I want you to tell me every product.
I know.
That was amazing. People are going to love it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Where can everyone find your Instagram to do a deep dive on you?
It's at Organic Bunny.
And website one more time?
Theorganicbunny.com.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Guys.